Right, we're going to start on Chapter 3, creating views in Revit 191 at the University of Montana. You can start with the file you left off on NER2 if you want, or if you're not feeling fully confident that you got everything, I would recommend going to Chapter 3, creating views in Moodle. We're going to follow along the book Revit 2020 for architecture, no experience required as before, and the file is called NER03. So download that if you're unsure if you did everything fully correct in your building up file. And we're going to start with this. Chapter 3, we're going to start on page 109. And creating views is the name of the game in this chapter. Different views. We're going to manage different levels, heights for buildings. We're going to browse through Revit with different elevation views, section views, control different views for aesthetic reasons, detailing. Some of the beginnings of how we're going to do our sheet layout in Revit. So the beginning, we're going to start with the most important function probably in this chapter of Revit. We're going to create levels. The power of Revit comes with a single model concept, and levels help accomplish that. Going between floors, we have only 2 levels right now. We're gonna have a lot more by this chapter end. I'm gonna try my best to go through this chapter at an efficient pace. If I make a couple pick mistakes here and there, I'm probably gonna move on a little bit, so not as to bore you with renaming things and more monotonous tasks like that. But let's start on page 110, and we're gonna start by looking at the south elevation view here, and we're going to open that view by double clicking it. We're going to go in here. We can see the levels over here on the right. We have 2 symbols here, and they're elevation markers for our levels, right? And I'm going to start by zooming in and checking them out. We're learning a little bit about grips as we pick these. Blue means we can edit things. This is how you unlock it to start moving it. This turns it on and off on this side. The same with the other opposite side we'll see in a minute. This level 1 is at our base level 0. Level 2 is at 10 feet. So we're going to start by moving these out, and they'll move together if you don't unlock them, which is what we want. If you unlock them, you can move them one at a time. We'll see more of that later. If you hover over things in Revit, you can see, you know, it says what it is, edit parameter, edit the level. It sometimes gives you hints, and it shows what it is in the status bar here as well. So let's add some levels. We're going to start by adding the first one after level 2 from 10 feet to 12 feet. And we're not going to add it here, but we're going to change level 2 to 12 feet. Start 12 there. Level 2 goes up. Let's make sure we're good there with everything. Yeah, it looks like we are. We're going to start continuing on with that to the next one. We have our level panel on the architecture tab. So we're going to start by going there. It's right here. And we have all of our typical modify options coming up in our contextual prompt modify ribbon. And we're going to say modify level tab. We got that. Pick lines. We're going to take a whole line to offset. We're going to go to the option bar. We're going to type in 12 for our offset. I'm going to say make plan view. Yes on that. Make sure that's selected. That's important. Move your cursor over level 2. You're going to see it wants to recognize go up or down. Here, we're going to accept that. That's at 24 feet, which is great. We're on page 113. We're going to continue on. It's very important with these to hit escape a lot. You can easily, if you don't leave the command, you can keep making extra ones. You'll notice it real quick. It'll start populating over here. It's easy to make them on top of each other or north and south or vertically up and down. I've done it a few times. It's very easy to do in Revit. So we're going to acknowledge that, and maybe it even happened to me a couple times here. With the command still running, we're going to be careful to add levels 4, 5, and 6, and then 7, matching the picture on page 115. So we're going to go every 12 feet. exactly on these. That repopulate. Windows Explorer 4. We're maintaining the same command with the same options. Okay. There. 5 recognized, and level 7. Now I'm going to hit escape twice to make sure I'm out of that command. Otherwise, it's very easy to make more levels of this floor plan. Let's take a look. Composition of levels. So this is key. Blue color, oftentimes, like I said, indicates that these items can be modified. Grayed out means not an option. Blue means good, modify. We're looking at the level bubbles that are blue. Excuse me, not blue, but there's a plan which this level is associated. So these associate to a plan, and we have a ceiling plan, which we're not covering yet in these chapters, but they usually coordinate directly with a floor plan. They're different levels of the same area that accomplish different things, floor plans and ceiling plans as we lay out sheets. We're going to talk more about those later in the book. We're going to select level 7, either the text or level. Let's just select the text. You can see your grips. It's a 3D. We can switch to 2D. More on that later. We can hide it, unlock it. That's how we can move one at a time. Undo that by Control Z. If you don't unlock it, they all want to move at once, which is great in our last command, but maybe you don't want that. So this covers where the level is from here to here. It encompasses this area up here. So we're going to stretch some in a minute. Let's go to page 116, take a look at level 7. We're going to type in parapet, change this level. Oops, excuse me, get a little more zoomed in. Enter yes to that. We're going to move it. We didn't need to move it really. We're going to do more of that later as we can move levels around. We're on page 116 to 117. Level 6. Okay. We're going to go to here, double click that, change it to 62 feet. And make sure I got the right one. Oh, no, I did not. Let's get parapet to 62 feet. So it's just above level 6. There we go. Now we're going to select the parapet level. We're going to unlock it. With me a second. I'm in trouble getting it to grip the way I want. Let's try by unlocking it again. There we go. That was the button I was looking for. The middle break button there. So we go back. It's going to go out like so. I accidentally changed the height. Let's go back to 62 feet. Slide these grips. So escape twice, provided it's unlocked, and it was. There we go. Some just quick movements. It took me a minute to find that button. It's the middle break button. If you click here, right here, to give it a jog. We're going to go to past page 118. We did a little bit of that. Escape any commands. We're going to change level 6 to roof. Yes. Press escape. Let's get out of that. Roof and parapet levels now. And making other adjustments into page 119. Let's see what they ask there. We're going to select the parapet level. Let's see where they want to drag it on the picture on page 119. So we're going to get it kind of close to here. me get that one lined up. These are, if you just saw what I did there, it lined them up automatically. Here, actually, since we're grabbing them all at once, bring them right about here, our levels, close to the corridor where the west wall meets. So if you look at your 3D view, it kind of corresponds. These levels wrap around kind of this area of the building. Okay, that's what we're accomplishing here in one form. We'll define on that. Let's turn off our view, go back to the south view, page 119. We take a look at it. We'll actually go back to that. It wants us to now do some work on extending walls up to different levels. So this one's kind of a step to pay attention to. The next couple steps, we're going to select all the exterior walls and extend them to the parapet level around our east side of the building. So I'm going to hold control, do one at a time. And I'm also going to grab the elevator chases, and it looks like that's the case. If you look at the picture on page 121 at the end, they're going to go all the way to the top level too. So we'll see what that means in a second. Let's go one at a time. Zoom in if you have to. It's really helpful to be in this view for this. Here we go. Let it recognize it sometimes first before you left data click and hold the control. I'm going to try to do this all at once. Okay, we have everything selected. It says my top constraint right here, properties. I'm going to say we want to go to, I'm pretty sure it's the parapet level. Let me confirm that. Yeah. Okay. Let them go to the parapet level, hit escape twice, have a look, hold shift with middle mouse scroll, see what we've done. Okay. And we're going to continue on to page 122. Do some more level editing. We're going to go back to the south elevation view, which I have open already. And we're going to take a look what we got going on here. The parapet levels up here, roof 60. They're all looking like it's at the right levels. And I'm going to select level command. We're going to make another new one. Datum panel level command. And we're going to pick this, pick lines. We'll do the offset here. Make sure this make a plan view. Here, 4. And we're going to go to level 4 as our basis of this. Hover it. You can go the wrong direction easily. See how I'm doing that? Depending how close I'm hovering the line on what side. We want it to go that side. So we call level 8 for now. But we're going to hit escape twice. See how I wanted me to make another one there real quick? I hit it twice. Got me out of the command before making 10 of them. Call this west roof. Say yes to that always if you want to indeed switch it. And it's looking like a good placement. We're going to select the west roof. There's a lock icon here and it says, okay, unlock it. That helps move this as just this one. We're going to take this bad boy and follow along on page 123. It's probably almost easier to watch me and look at the page too much. There's a couple ways you could do this. We grab this whole thing and shift it. We unlocked it. We can also turn this side off and the other side on. That's a start. We could have just slid the whole thing over. We'll start by using that method. Oops, I forgot one thing though. This side I have to unlock as well. Separate, they have separate unlocks. So let's just unlock both just so we move this independently of the other levels. Let's move this over. The idea is this one's kind of for this west roof, the west roof level. You can see how the temporary dimensions come in here too. You can change it based on other things, the other levels right here, right now. We don't want to do that, but we can. Move that over. The book example, let's move this one over to about where the bottom of page 123 is. Let's start by just moving one at a time. Oops, did I not? Yep, I didn't unlock it. Let's undo that. Unlock, there we go. So now slide it one at a time. Wants us to go to, I'll get it relatively close, not perfect. What about here? Yeah, even a little inside, it seems like, about so. Okay, that's our self-elevation view. getting our levels established. We're going to add another level 2 feet above level 3. We call that corridor roof. Okay, we got level 3. Back to our level. Add another one. Lines. It's a pretty complex building. I mean, we're probably not going to do this kind of building on a quiz, obviously, but 2 feet. This is showing you some of the power of these large buildings. Make plan view. This is all good. Like so. Let's make sure it says above level 3. Okay. Escape twice. Yes. Let's take this one over to the middle. It's going to be our level for the middle of the roof. Gonna unlock that bad boy. This time I'm going to do it the opposite of the last one I did. Instead of turning this side off and the other side on, just drag the whole thing once I loosened it up. I got to scroll mouse out while I drag. Kind of a little bit tricky with the fingers, but it's totally doable if you practice it. Go like so. Keep dragging it. Leave this side here and just drag this one across to, you know, almost to the west corridor or the west roof area, somewhere in here. Okay. Our levels are looking good. We're going to go back to the 3D icon. Let's hit save. Good time for that. And go up here. You can go here. 3D view. Let's go up to the quick access toolbar in this case. And we're going to start building up the rest of the walls to the corridor in the west side of the building. We're going to start by selecting 7 exterior walls on the west side of the building. 3D view is helpful. They recommend it, and I would say not a bad move. Bam. We're going to check this. So we hold control. We should have 7 selected. And we do. Great. That's selection filter helps us see that. And move that out of the way. We're going to go to top constraint. West roof in this case, the one we just made over its area. Give it a second, let it populate, think. Shift, middle mouse, quick look. Okay, and hit escape. We're going to do the same now with the corridor walls. I'm going to have to hit shift a little bit to get a view of all of them at once in these walls. So let's select one at a time with the control button held and left click. Oop, I didn't want that one, so I'm going to hit shift, left click, unselected it. Now control. We have them all selected, and I want to bring them up to their level, which is going to be 9 items. We should have 9 items here. Take a look at that. That's helpful. I'll give you the exact number, but you might know yourself as you're doing a different model. We're going to bring them up to the corridor roof in the top constraint here. So the corridor level, I could call it corridor roof. We can name it right here as well. I named it a little bit wrong. That's another place you can name things. Oops. Well, yeah, I can do that. It corresponded to the floor plan and the ceiling plan, so you can rename them. They'll correspond. So there we go. If we go to south elevation, they should have came up to it. There we are. Okay. Back to 3D view. We're on to the next area. We're going to start doing sections, creating building sections. They're a big part. They're very big in mechanical drawings and civil 3D drawings. You know, you cut sections of roads and buildings, landscaping, and mechanical parts. They're also big in architecture, so they're very similar looking. We're going to level 1 floor plan again. Very similar looking annotations too. And we'll see what they mean here in a minute. So we're going to go to create panel, view tab, and sections. So we're going to do our first building section. We're going to do it similar to the head and the tail of it, similar spots to the picture on page 127. Vertical direction, keep it vertical, no angle. Well, 90 degrees, but vertical. Accept that. That's our space of our section. You can edit that later. You want, you can leave the annotation in the same spot, but yet it takes a view out here. can also turn things on and off. Tail, no tail. Flip it. You can break it. I'm skipping some of this stuff later, so we don't have to go through every little thing. We can re-establish it. You can also split it, which we'll do. You can move it a little bit. You can grip it to make it come in both sides. Hit Control Z. A bunch of things you can do. I want to show you one more edit. You can cut it like a zigzag pattern across a building as well. That's a little more advanced, but maybe you have a really particular part of the building you want to cut. So section view looks to this direction that the arrow's on, and it cuts into the building. So this is what it's doing. Let me go into here, very first new view. Let's just default called section 1. It cuts, and this is exactly what it's showing, right? So that's what a section view does. It shows a unique view cut in some area exactly in this direction. If we flip it, it's showing this direction. Okay, we're looking at the extents. Showed you about breaking this and that, past page 129. Don't need to go too much into detail there. We have it in a project browser. I showed you where that is, and we're going to rename it right now to. You can also get to the view by double clicking it. So we have it up here open already. Double click it here. Excuse me. Let's make sure click in the right spot. There we go. We got to click on the head somewhere. And also, sometimes if you click these, you can turn them off, hide them in this view element. We'll do that later if you don't want to annotate it somewhere. So we're going to rename it here. And also rename it here as well in properties. If you have it selected, it will go to its properties, like most things. This quarter section. Let's continue on. We're going to go to the south elevation view. Let's move this over a little bit. And we'll see it in this view, depending how close it is to, sometimes they move in and out. If I move it over here, I've had it get a little glitchy on me, like it hasn't shown between views, but a lot of times if you slide them in the right direction, they will show. You can turn them off between views too. We'll see a little bit later. So we're going to go back to the south elevation view of the level, and it wants us on, I believe, step 9. We want to make the left grip of level 1 all the way to the west side. So this level 1 is the whole building. Let's unlock it here. Key. Unless we want to drag all of them, which we don't. We'll drag just this one. Let's let it run into that. It'll recognize it and snap to it vertically. Boom. Level 1 over there. We just want to leave the icon of its annotation over there. Go back to the west corridor section. Okay, let's do that. We can also click it here to go to that section. That helps us navigate a complex building. Now we have our level 1 showed up here. Okay, now it's on this view, on this section view. It says I've had struck on and off with this. We have a 2D in this view. That means if you click the blue grip, let's see, page 235. Okay, we're going to just move the views over, the levels, I mean, page 132. Let's unlock them. Let's move them neatly to there's a grip there, over here. We're just kind of tidying up. It's drawing. Let's actually leave this. Let's do that. Unlock it. Actually, let's leave it locked so that it bumps all 3 of them. There we go. Okay. We have on both sides. Level 2 is not added. We have to do the same with level 2. I skipped that step on 131. So let me go back to south elevation, which is all right. It's easy to miss that step for sure. I'll do the same that I did with level 1, just like level 2 in my south elevation view. unlock, move that way over as well. Same as we did with the other one. A little further by zooming to the right amount helps. Hit double mouse click in the center to zoom all, or you can type ZA. Goes back to the full view. And let's look at the quarter section. So there it is. It is in here now. Try that. That one should move independently already. There we go. It's looking good. Double click, mouse in the middle, zoom all. We're going to make some building modifications in sketch mode, change a profile of an exact wall to resketch it. So this is some new advanced stuff. We're in this section view, so we really cut in here to really look at this wall. We want to fill this area with wall. This is kind of a area that has to overlap a different structure down here. This opening and corridor interior wall. So we're going to start by picking the item we want to edit, and let's make sure we got everything right before we go. Click edit profile. We're going to edit, sketch this profile. Changes the shape of it. So that's what we're going to do. It goes into sketch mode here in magenta. We're going to draw panel, modify walls, edit profile tab, select OK. Got all that. We're going to say pick lines button, offset of 2. Always check your options. And your status bar down here, it says select an outline or edge. It's trying to tell us what it's trying to do. So those are options and status bar, your friends all the time. Magenta wall is going, edit profile, we're ready to start drawing. We're just going to do this top one. We're drawing the initial one to the bottom of this. It's going to come down here. So we're saying, look at the picture on page 134. That's very helpful. Got this line established. Now, pick lines choice still active. Change the offset back to 0. It's easy to miss this. And we're going to start drawing the lines. Select the inside walls, the edge. We're picking the lines we want to keep to form this bad boy. And let's start by, it wants us to pick the wall to the right first, which is kind of new to me, but I'm just going to go with it. It's established it. Now on page 135, it wants you to pick the exact lines to trim up this shape basically in sketch mode. So let's just follow along with their recommendation. This is one of those trial and error things. Will definitely take a minute to learn if you're doing it freehand, just winging it. Pick here, and we'll pick here and here, and the big one is pick 6. Didn't fully do it. Oh, we forgot to pick the trim button. We got that going. Let's go modify tab. There we go. Trim button. Three, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And didn't quite get it all. Let me cancel this. Discard that. Let's try this again. Edit profile in sketch mode. And we're going to start by offsetting one wall to form this line in our sketch there. And we're going to keep this line, this command active here. We're going to change the offset to 0. Select the inside edge right there. We're forming our shape. Modify trim. So making sure, yeah, that's the right one, the TR command. Let's hit that. Clicking the lines we want to keep. So I've had success with this working right away most times. There, it trimmed it off. There we go. I don't know why it didn't do it the first time. A little bit to these sketch commands. They take some practice. 5, 6, there. That's the shape we want. We want it to look closed like this. So it's one full closed shape. It works best that way. Finish edit mode. Finish profile there. Now we filled in our wall. Okay. If you don't have a perfectly closed continuous loop with your magenta lines, Revit won't allow you to proceed to finish altering the profile of the wall, so make sure you have no gaps, overlaps, extra line segments from the 6 lines. That's easy to get hung up on, and I had it happen my first go. So we edited the wall, and let's see what else we need to do. It says it overlapped a bit. This is just kind of a trial and error, and it did. So we have a little overlap from here to here. This little area is overlap. They should be abutting on one of these joints. We're going to fix that. This is a little more of an advanced command too. Go into 3D view. I'll do this after, and I'll show you what it looks like before and after. But you can also see it here where we're going to undo this overlap. It did this intentionally to show us how to fix that. So we're going to start by select this wall we just edited, and we're going to edit profile again. Back to our sketch mode, magenta. We're going to type in AL for align. Let's hover on that. Aligns one or more elements with select elements. We're going to align those two edges to abut. So let's make sure all our options are right. They look correct. What I'm being recommended. Select the inside face of the wall to the right first. Okay. And then the one to the left second with the align command. So it's saying, please select a point or line reference for alignment. So select this one first. And we're going to select this one second. Then we're going to hit yes. Still didn't seem to take. Let's take a closer look. Still an overlap. Let's try it again. Select the noun, the object, profile. Let's get in here tighter. This. I think that worked that time. Weird how I zoomed in and it seemed to work better. Yeah. Did that exact same thing last time. I'm pretty certain. Now we don't have a gap overlap. You can see how this is how they should look. They're butting each other. Okay. Let's double click to look at that. Let's hit save. Let's go to 3D mode. It doesn't save our views. Shift and rotate. I'll just show you what it did here. What we all did. They're butting each other a lot better now. And essentially, we will undo what we did. Where we started. We did it a few times. Just to show you what it looks like in 3D. That's where we started with. And this is what we ended with. Now it's not overlapping. They're butted perfectly. So more advanced commands, but good stuff to learn. It's trying to teach you some of them if things like that should happen. Okay. We're going to go through on page 137, and we're going to make this wall go up to this area here. So there's a couple ways to do it. Definitely click and drag to a point. Sometimes that works. Yeah, I think that did work. Yes, it did to a point. I don't know how well they're joined. Let's hit Control Z, undo that for a minute. So let's click it and just do what the book is saying here and see what it says. Properties dialog, the top constraint up to level corridor roof. Okay, it's only on level 2 now. We'll hit corridor roof, and it's saying the top offset right here is -2, so it doesn't overlap, because the corridor roof is right here. It wants to send 2 down right here. So we're telling it to do that. It just did it now. So this was manually typing it. I dragged and did it. Almost easier doing that. Let's make sure our set to fine so we can see it a little bit better, the details of a model. Let's go back to the project browser, level 3 here. And we'll put this on fine as well in our view control. And we go to the view tab section button again, view tab section, and look at the picture on 3.46 on page 138. And we're going to add a section view, very specific to that. Make sure. Just gonna add one. Interesting. I'm not seeing the same, these going up to level 3 as much. See these. Wonder if that's even correct. It says go to level 3 and you make a section view right about here, which is interesting. These appear going up to about level 3. So we go to south elevation. Yeah, I mean, level 3 is over here. Depends. This level 3 is over here. It doesn't go fully to the west, but we don't have it showing in our previous one. So let's just move on from that. We got it close enough. I'm in the ceiling plan. That's probably why. Let's turn that off. Let's go to level 3. See, I accidentally went in the ceiling plan. There we go. That's my problem. Go to level 3 here. There we go. That can happen. See, your icons are a little different for ceiling plan, has a little grid in there, and floor plan. That can help throw you off too. That happens. Section view. Let's go back. Let's finish this one out. Put it like so. Right about there. And let's check our extents in the picture on 138. Looks okay. Close enough. And we're going to name that section West Wing South Wall section. Down here, we'll go here and name it here. You can also name in the properties in here, like I was saying, if you select it, name it in this area. Okay, we're going to continue to page 139. Add some wall sections. So wall sections are a little more specific. I was showing you in class. They're a little more of this nature, very specific area of a wall. And they're highly annotated, very specific sections with specific construction, common walls, unique walls. You've probably seen them on construction plans. So that's kind of the origins of this. Now we're going to start making some of those. So we're going to go to level 1 on the project browser. Make sure you maybe let's turn these ceiling plans off so I don't accidentally click them again. We'll go back to the floor plan of level 1, not the ceiling plan. We're going to go to view section. Now we have some different sections in here. Wall section right here. And we're going to go to a very specific area through the corridor wall where the opening is here. And we're going to do it right about here, like so. It comes up in the project browser, enters a new area. Let's cascade some of these down, help you out. Sections, wall sections, so default name. We're going to name it entry section. And let's change the scale to oh, it wants us to open it first. Let's open the view. There we are. I double clicked the annotation bubble and it brought me to it. So 1 inch, ½ inch equals 1 foot. Shrunk our annotations to match. Okay. And it wants us to zoom into the top of the section, select this west roof, adjust the, we're adjusting the levels to look a certain way. So, okay, let's give it a go. There we go. Just make it look the way the book's saying. It's just kind of practicing moving your levels around so they stay with it. This one, possibly like that. Oops, click the level, change it there, turn it off there. Unlock it, move it. We could probably move these together at this point. Let's get them. Lined up. And level 2 and 1, why not line these up together? Hold, release, looking good. Corridor section, they kind of want it, I'm just going to leave it here for now. We're going to just say we're, changing the levels to look a certain way on this view in a certain state. And these view controls, it will remain like this. So we could go to fine if we want, and it will stay. This is what the view will stay like. And we're going to go to page 142. We're going to create a detail section. We're in the corridor entry section we just made. The view tab, we're going to make another section within this, very specific. And we're going to say this is a detail view box. And let's hit that right there. Let's zoom into where we want it. Horizontally below the head of the opening. Okay. About here, I believe. Yep. Start 1, 2, and make it go down like this, how they want it on the picture on page 142. You can move it around a little, grip all these areas like we've shown before, and turn, rotate. We got a new category in the project browser, detail views. Starts out with a default name. We're just going to call it okay. Change this scale once again to, let's open it. Open the view by double clicking. Now we're in this view, okay, detail view. Let's change the scale. Smaller. And it wants us to, with the detail open, maybe you'll see only a couple dashed lines, which is correct. We're going to move the grips around until we can see kind of this. It's just saying you can move this after the fact once you're in the view. The final view, not necessarily in this view. It edited some of this for me. This gives it a more precise how it's going to look. Let's close some of these. Let's close a bunch of them actually, and let's see where they want us next. We're on page 143 into 142. So let's actually stay in this one real quick. With the detail open, Let's expand it more in both directions. It's dynamic, live, connected to the model a certain way. Exactly where we started. We got our section view there. And it's saying we're do some stuff. We can cut it in the middle. This, you can pick this view, choose to break out a piece of it like that. And it breaks it. You can still yet readjust to exactly where it is so it doesn't show the middle, makes a break in it. Can do further breaks of breaks as well. We're just kind of, they like to line up together and work well by just moving. You can even move the whole thing. This one, hover right there, move it closer. Just that one, so there's like a artificial break. See if I go that far, hit Z, Control Z, it took my section view out because it's out of the actual view of that detail view. So yeah, that's about it on that. We're just kind of messing with that. So we're going to split a section segment. We're going to make it more, how do you say, dynamic. We're going to make on page 147, we're going to make it wrap around a very specific area to cut through as a section view. And level 1 floor plan, we're going to go to the view tab section. And we're going to go to the type building section in this case. And we're going to put it on the picture on page 147, our pick point for our head, and then go to our tail. Let's make sure I got that. Just make this first. Like so. And let's rename it. Here, the new one. It's helpful to name these as you go, otherwise they can be very messy as you make new ones as your needs dictate in a model as you're going. That's how I would consider doing them. Okay. You need to select this to get heads up prompts. This is a little tricky. Select this, escape. It escaped to back out of one command. Now I'm in a new one. I hit this section view, left clicked it. And now some options come up here. Split segments, what we want. It's saying, where do we want to start the split? It's saying in my status bar, select a segment of section 2 split. It's saying what I want to do. No options here. Let's try that again. Click out here. Voila. So this section view literally will show this direction. We're here. It's going to cut through the building this way, this way, and this way. It's going to show a unique view cut through halfway through the building. So let's take a look at it by clicking the annotation heads one way to get in. It cuts slices through the building in a very surgical, different way through the interior. So that's a split section view. Page 148. We're going to start creating callouts. Now, creating a large area model will be a task that every project I've heard and seen, a lot of them will have it. Callouts are very detailed areas. You're going to make areas where there's a lot of additional annotations and stuff that are maybe general to, say, a bathroom, or every one of these offices looks like this, or hotel rooms or whatever. That callout area is going to be a focus of detail that gets replicated and designed and on the final sheet. So your callout can be a much bigger scale than, say, this whole floor plan. And that's kind of the goal of it, to say like, hey, I want this 4 times the size on a sheet I lay it out on later as we build sheets, because I'm going to annotate it way more. And I want way more attention to detail of this area. And this is a general note for all laboratories or something like that, right? That's kind of one reason to use them. And I could attest to that in a lot of drafting. You do a lot of that kind of annotating, drafting as you build out drawings of very specific areas. So to build one, we're going to go to the View tab. Oh, I double-clicked ribbons, and it turns them on and off. So if you double-click, it turns them to this. So if you lose your ribbon by double-clicking, off, double-click again, now they're back. Kind of weird. That could probably freak some people out. Let's do call out. Let's go back to the let's first open the corridor entry section here, right here. Let's do that first. Now view call out. Okay, and let's do this area in general. Real quick, place it. Escape. And it's going to enter into the sections, building sections area. So minimize these. There it went. This is where they populate. And we're going to call this detail at entry lintel. Detail of that joint, that construction area. Mess with this, call it a little bit. Some grips, you can move it around, you can bend it. Cancel that. I don't want to sketch it anymore. In sketch mode, we're just we can move it, grip it. Like you're getting used to using grips a lot by now, I hope. Very powerful tool to get things exactly the way you want. I didn't do it the perfect format, but that'll be good enough for this. We're going to continue on page 150 on step 10. Open the view. We're already in the view. So it's saying we can see this corridor roof level. Drag the line through the wall. So it's saying we want this level to go through here. It's saying we're fine tuning this level to go exactly at least that far. Yes, it's way up in here, but we had to make it drag out to go a little bit farther over here is essentially what we just did. This corridor level. So it shows up way in this detail. We're just fine tuning it. So we can say, we want to change this view to smaller. We can change it, fine, rendering, whatever it is. And yeah, we're essentially just fine tuning that area of the view. And it's saying on the pages, it wants you to really, dial it into here. Page 152. I won't spend too much time on that, but yeah, you can really get close up on really specific areas that you want annotated a very specific way. So let's go to page 153, back to, let's close the south elevation view. Let's go back to the top view, save, and project browser floor plan 1, which we're on, we're going to zoom into this area here, and we're going to start another view tab call out here, and essentially do the laboratory areas, like we're saying, like, hey, this is a special attention wanted for sheet production. So we make our drawing architectural plan set for construction. Okay. And these fall under floor plans. These call outs at this level. So you just kind of look out where they fall, and they'll have an indicator like something like this to show you they're new. They'll have a very generic type spelling, but it's helpful to name them as you go. Otherwise, you can just have a mess of stuff. Now, if you double click it here or here, it'll take you to that new call out view, just here. Okay. Now let's go back to level 1. So what it's saying is it's trying to say, oh, let's hide something that's in it. Let's say this view is in there, this section view. Now, if we go to that view, you can see it does go through here. Let's say we want it to go there, but we just don't want to show it in this view for final sheet, saying right click, after you left click it, select it, and you say hide in view elements. That's how you hide that just from that specific view, which can be helpful if you can't move things only so much. Let's change a few things, get that view looking up to snuff, fine. And yeah, we'll close that out, take you back here, make another one for the women's, and we're going to do similar. We're going to kind of in the same area. You can always move these after the fact too, right? Let's put it right here. Let's move it a little. Oops, like so. And that came up here. Control C. Let's recycle this. Naming. Okay. Another one. And we'll do one more call out over here. Put the annotation to the upper right. This will be good enough, right? Like so. Okay, that one we're going to call typical elevator shaft. Call out detail. Populate floor plans. They don't populate the same as ceiling plans. These are very specific callouts to the floor plan. If you haven't noticed on that, save. We're going to add some camera views. This is kind of towards the end of the chapter-ish. Level floor plan 1, adding a camera view. We'll go to View tab and 3D view under here. We're going to add a camera, and it wants us to add it over here. Say okay. Move it past and through the building. Takes us to that perspective as it's looking, which is pretty cool. These aren't oftentimes in drawings, you know, they're more for designers to benefit to like look at things. I'm going to turn on fine view so you can even see like the doorknobs. It helps you see perspectives in your drawing, which might not be a final sheet set, but it helps you design better and to take a look at your model better in more unique ways. So we have a new 3D view here that is populated because of it. It's been created and it went right to the view. We didn't even have to click on it. Unlike the last section, call out, building detail, wall details we just did, this opens it up automatically, which is just a part of how Revit operates these, but I have it saved here. So I can go between here, right back to it. Close that for now. And we're just going to change a couple things in the view control area, and we changed the level of detail to fine already. And we're going to the visual style flyout. We're going to change something in the graphic display options. It's going to have us show shadows on, I think, yeah, ambient. Okay, some extra options in there. Now to modify camera, it's not as obvious. It doesn't show here as an icon because it's not a typical view of architecture. So we'll start by going to floor plan 1. Now, let's go back to that view I made. It's in our 3D views from the camera and say, show camera just for a minute and see where it is. And now we can move it around, edit it, and change your angles. Some of these, your settings, your eye elevation, if you're like an 8-foot tall person, if you want to see it higher, let's go 1 foot. And then let's just see how that changes our perspective. See how you're on the ground now, like a small crawling serpent. Change how that view looks. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to hit escape, get out of that. We're going to create an elevation on page 159, some markers, editing, moving them. Our elevations down here. This one's out of date, out of the place. We're going to move it over here. They're core and dynamic blocks you don't really want to delete out of your drawing. It's very critical to, especially elevation views, in that case, staying here. And you can add more, add as many as you want. So we're going to level plan, floor plan 1. They're very handy elevation markers. Square box is the elevation. The triangle is the part of the marker that activates the view. So we see that, and on you know, it's 2-part block, activates the view, and the rectangle is the elevation. So it's two separate dynamic things inside of it. So let's pick around it and move your mouse over it. You can see it wants to have this move option, which we're going to take. I'll zoom out with my middle mouse. It's kind of hard to do that at the same time. I have a little dexterity, but you can do zoom out before you do this. Put it over there. And we're going to make a new one. So go to the View tab, elevation, and we're going to do a building elevation for now, not interior. And we're going to start by, when you're creating an elevation view of the radial wall or non-linear wall, make sure you know at least the exact angle, because it'll want to move at so whatever angle it can do. So if start maybe by putting it here and then moving it later. We'll see what that means in a minute. But this one is pretty easy. We're just going to make one right here of this wall area just made. And let's see what that just did. So let's select a triangle. That's like I said earlier, that's what the view, it activates the view, and it says what are we viewing. So I'm going to drag this. This is my new elevation view, about like that. And it was created here in a new elevation view. I'm going to call that west wing, south east elevation. And let's open it, see what it looks like. You can see there's a little cut of that area. And change the annotation scale like they want, just to get you used to doing this how you need. Click, and let's do define too. Increase the detail level. And yeah, we got that view now as an elevation view option. I'm going to go back to level 1 floor plan. Let's turn some of these off. Double click for zoom all. And we're going to do an interior one. So we'll go elevation here. And there's another option to do an interior one, which is very similar. It's like the difference between a building section and a wall section. It's just a specific type of section, just interior, and it'll populate in a different way. So we're going to start by picking that, and we're going to go in here and go to which direction it wants to hover. Let's hover that way. Place it here. And make sure it's pointing up like that. Yep. And let's hit escape, select the arrow. Just saying, where is that elevation view going to view? And this part's a little interesting. You pull it out. Looks like it went past the building, which is good. It went about here. It pretty much matches how my picture looks on figure 380 on page 163, which I'll just let that go for now. Not that important that we nitpick it. We're going to name this view, name it here. Oops, I thought I could. Maybe not. Let's go back to floor plans. Made a whole different category, elevations, interior elevations. So we're going to call this, we'll name it here. I was having success, I thought, naming it in the view area, but this will work too. Let's double click it to take a look, see it renamed. And here you can say, hey, I want to drag this down to level 2. That's all I want to see inside of this area. That doesn't go to the ceiling because it's just the bottom. So that's what we're doing there. Adding an interior elevation view specific to that spot. And we'll go back to this floor plan like we're at and zoom to the east wing area to the right, the atrium. Add another one. Elevation, interior, yes. We're gonna put it in here. It wants to pull this radial wall, so it could be any angle. Let's just make it choose this angle. Escape. Move it. Oops, grab the wrong thing. Control Z. Grab it like so. did. Move it. Escape. And it's very similar. Select this. Oops. Turn all these on. We have 4 different views, in this radial wall. We just added 4 options. So it added them all here. Boom, 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 boom. And we turned them on with the checkbox, as you saw. Go to them, turn that off. So I can kind of relate to which one's here. We'll go 1A looks like it's to the north. I'll say east wing, entry, north elevation. I'm going to copy this because it's going to repeat. Copy. 1B is to the east elevation. C looks like it's to the south. Okay. So I accidentally opened the view. Big deal. And the only one remaining is west, of course. Process elimination on that, but I'm just moving through this back to level 1. There we go. We got that going, and we're going to page 168. You can edit the annotations. I'm not going to go too much into this. You can go inside and change how these appear. The annotation, how they actually look, like this bubble, anything really. And we're going to just dabble on that for a second. And I'll say, if I go to the Modify tab or the Manage tab and additional settings and elevation tags, for example, here they are. We can edit how these all look. Let's just go specifically in here. And it's saying, oh, well, I want all these, and we're going to pick in this very specific one. Let's say the circle one, not the square. We have a bunch of different options. And the detail number. And let's see what else we got. That's saying we chose that's what it's going to look like. There's options of 8 or 9. And that's the end of chapter 3. We're just adding a lot of different views to control or model how our drawings can be laid out, detailed views. We learned a lot about creating levels, which is very critical, especially in elevation views. Go back to the south one, making them a multi-story building, controlling them where they go, how everything's controlled to. And building sections, cutting through for different section views and detail views, very specific areas like here, and call out views, area to crop to and annotate to in tighter sheets later dynamically. We added cameras, perspectives, very specific areas to views, and we learned a little bit about interior and exterior elevations and adding more of these. To show really specific areas of our model that have a high level of detail, like these areas. In chapter 4, we're going to continue on with some deeper Revit editing tools, editing rays, mirrors, getting more surgical with how we can edit things. We'll see you then.